From Enron, WorldCom and Satyam, it appears that corporate accounting fraud is a major problem that is increasing both in its frequency and severity. Research evidence has shown that growing number of frauds have undermined the integrity of financial reports, contributed to substantial economic losses, and eroded investors' confidence regarding the usefulness and reliability of the financial statements. The increasing rate of white-collar crimes demands stiff penalties, exemplary punishments, and effective enforcement of law with the right spirit. Let's review India's biggest corporate fraud.
Indian companies not only can contribute a great deal, but in my opinion, it is their responsibility to do so.
Satyam means truth in Sanskrit, which turned into a 7,000 crore lie. The company was started in the year 1987 to provide services in the IT sector with 20 employees in Hyderabad, reaching up to 50,000 employees in the upcoming years. It became India's fourth biggest software company. It took 19 years to reach $2.1 billion and back to the rags in 23 days.
Fraud is a worldwide phenomenon that affects all continents and all sectors of the economy. Fraud encompasses a wide range of illicit practices and illegal acts involving intentional deception or misrepresentation. According to Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, ACFE, fraud is a deception of misrepresentation that an individual or entity makes, knowing that misrepresentation could result in some of the unauthorized benefit to the individual or to the entity or some other party. So in other words, mistakes are not fraud. Indeed, in fraud, groups of unscrupulous individuals manipulate or influence the activities of target business with the intention of making money or obtaining goods through illegal or unfair means.
Fraud can occur at any stage of invoicing depending who wants to perpetrate the fraud. So for example, if let's say business head wants to perpetrate the fraud, he would then show that as if his people have been utilized at a higher level.
People pressured by the need to keep the stock price up, being to cheat a little bit. But then next quarter comes along and then they cheat little more to the new cheating and to make up for the old cheating, and before long they have created a momentum.
All right, we're getting some news now. Just now, Ramalinga Raju, the Satyam board chairman, has just resigned.
53,000 people. Satyam has established many things during this tenure. I sincerely apologize to all Satyamites and stakeholders who've made Satyam a special organization. I'm confident they'll stand by the company in this hour of crisis. You may have been too shocked to absorb what Ramalinga Raju has confessed. So I start quoting once again. It was like riding a tiger, not knowing how to get off without being eaten. What you've just heard is an absolutely shocking confession from the promoter of Satyam Computers, admitting that all that has been reported over the last many quarters and years from Satyam Computers to the exchanges of this country were actually fraudulent and fictitious, cooked up by the promoter of the company.
CEOs generally don't resign out of the blue without a well-orchestrated PR campaign beforehand. To pave the way, there is no disruption, there are no questions, no front-page stories, which was exactly what happened. At that point, the Indian investors came to know the architect of the disaster, knowing that it is trembling and the rat was leading a sinking ship.
It is proved beyond doubt that it is the CEO and the CFO who have been involved in this, because either purely two objectives, one of which I can always rule out. Yes, they wanted to show a better performance of the company, but to show better performance of the company basically for their personal gains. So that is the reason that this fraud was put in place, to basically fill their own coffers. And of course, we don't expect the middle and the lower level executives to go against the will of the senior guys, and they must have also got some incentive to do this crime. This concerned, what actually was done was that there was a false representation of the facts. People on the rolls were shown when they were not there. So the existing revenue, profit was shown to be higher, and therefore the money which was, the profits which were siphoned off by the company to their personal accounts. So basically, Satyam was an open and shut case of crass financial frauds. And yes, the auditors also should have done it, and it's a very what shocks me is that the auditors also, the owner has been implicated, the auditors have gone have let off the hook, which is something which is very worrisome.
So fraud doesn't look bad on the company, it in fact looks bad on the whole industry. Satyam is a testament to the fact that the science of conduct is weighed and large by human greed or ambition or maybe the hunger for power and money, fame and glory.
They're still working hard hours, they're still delivering tough deadlines.
I'm with the quality team here. Yeah.
Life has changed?
To some extent, yes, because I think what has happened is out there in front of you, and we want to leave that behind and go ahead. We have restored to a great extent business as usual, and I'm sure each of us will agree.
You are the ones who are facing the clients, you're the ones who have to meet those deadlines.
Customers and associates have been very supportive until now, and they have pledged their support going forward as well. As long as we meet the delivery commitments, as long as the operational effectiveness is in place, as long as our people continue to deliver.
Have you thought of sort of, leaving at any point in time? I mean,
Leaving, no, not at all. And this is a sentiment that I think it's not just me individually, but a lot of the members of my team and extended teams feel the same way. It may be a difficult brand to represent at this point of time, but I'm sure we can work it out. We are the ones who need to work it out.
The Satyam dream is made up of 53,000 people. It's not a 1%, 2%, 3%. And I guess we as, 53,000 people can kind of make that dream successful.
See, I think he's already left the organization, so in a way we have already disassociated ourselves from him. Despite what he has done, few things that was seeded, like entrepreneurship, the spirit of entrepreneurship, the development of leaders, internal leaders, and this is the time when we need to bring all those into play.
Certainly, I have met him, I've spent time with him, and I think that it's important for Satyam right now to carry on the vision that we all believe in for Satyam, rather than carry on the vision that Raju had.
Government and SEBI started intervening in the matter to save the interest of low-level investors and employees of Satyam who were helpless and had no hand in the scam or any wrongdoings. SEBI appointed Justice Barucha, a retired Supreme Court justice, to conduct a fair bidding which happened on April 13, 2009, and Tech Mahindra won the bet for $1.13 per share, and the stocks got stable again on November 26, 2009. CEO of Mahindra Satyam is C.P. Gurnani.